Welcome in to DNVR Bets Daily, and we are super excited about this one today because we have a very special guest from DraftKings. We're excited to bring on our guy Reid Fowler to talk a little Masters action, and DraftKings this week featuring a $1 million daily top fantasy prize, odds boosts every day in the sportsbook, of course, and even tickets to attend the first major of the 2022 season. So super exciting deals. How you doing, Reid?
Good, yeah. I mean, and Matt Kalish, one of the guys, one of our co-founders, is also giving away a CryptoPunk. So
Oh, wow.
I think so. Yeah, check that out. I don't know the exact details, but check that out as well. So we got a Millie Maker, we got a few Millie Makers, we got a CryptoPunk in the NFT space. Maybe we can get Gary V on to tell us about that. And then we got a ticket to go to the Masters next year. I mean, what more could you want?
That is incredible. And the action is already off and running here. Also, I have to mention, I just found out that my guy Reid here is a fellow buff. So we're already off to a great start.
Well, he was telling you about Bobby Purify, and I noticed you're wearing the Crying Nebraska fan shirt. So, like,
I didn't even think about that.
The synergy right now is almost scary. So, Reid, I think you're going to give out just winners with how we're starting off right here.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope so.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think a lot of people, especially during the pandemic, started to dip their toe into golf betting a little bit, starting to, pay attention a little more, starting to play golf a little more. And I think that's brought some extra interest into tournaments like these. But one thing that I think not a lot of people are familiar with is live betting golf. And so that's the number one thing that I wanted to talk to you about today is what kind of strategies do you use when you're live betting golf? And what are you looking for when you're live betting golf?
Yeah, so this week's a little different, right? Because we don't have strokes gained data. The Masters, they don't give out most majors, right? They don't give it out, and so you're not gonna see that. Usually, what I do is look at the strokes gained data from round to round, if it's not actual when the actual golf is being played, and look at the guys who played well and hit the ball very well, so struck the ball, off the tee and with their approach well, but just couldn't make any putts, right? And we know, like you're mentioning, if you're playing golf. If you play for a long time or if you're just getting started, you can close your eyes like Sergio Garcia and make a putt, or you could miss a putt that you thought you hit very well. That can switch from hole to hole. That can switch from day to day. It can switch from round to round. If you're not hitting the ball well off the tee with the irons, that's got a slimmer chance of changing as drastically as putting. So if I see a guy who's playing well in the strokes gained categories that I talked about, but just isn't making those putts, I like those guys, especially if they're at the top of the leaderboard, or excuse me, top of the odds board pre-tournament, and they've drifted down because they've had a bad round. Right. +2, +3 right now, even though Jay Rose is at -7 and he's just got on the green. He's on the 18th hole right now. He's looking pretty good. He was a pre-tournament pick of mine who I thought could play well. I didn't expect this, but I'm happy. I'm pleasantly surprised. Even though he's there at -7, I still think there are guys out right now that you could get at some pretty juicy odds at the DK Sportsbook.
So, yeah, we've got a 20% profit boost that we're getting every single day of this tournament. I was lucky enough to put mine today on Justin Rose when he was still at, I believe, +1,600. So I got to boost it up to like +1,950. It's already down in like the +500 range, I think.
It's +300 right now.
Wow, that is nice. Start looking at the buyout. The question I have is who are you looking at? Who are the guys? If someone's sitting at home right now, they've still got their 20% profit boost. They're looking to use that. Who are you looking at?
Yeah, Siwoo Kim at +5,000. I know he was at +25,000, I believe, pre-tournament, or +20,000. Depending on where you place your bets. I hope it's at DraftKings Sportsbook. But I know that there's competition out there that just reads 50 to 1 right now, +5,000. Right. 200 to 1, +20,000. So when you take a look at Siwoo Kim, like he was at one point at -4 in this tournament, -3, -4, and then he just on the back nine, which happened to everybody. Basically, sans Justin Rose, back nine just devoured these guys because it's just it's much more difficult in the front. You have Amen Corner. The 16th hole was playing a little bit difficult. It shouldn't. Again, the 17th hole was playing a little bit difficult. But when you take a look at what Siwoo Kim is doing, This guy's a big game hunter. If you wanted to back it up, if you got him pre-tournament at 250, 200, I think, plus 5,000 is still a good number on a guy who plays these tournaments well. Last 3 editions for Siwoo at Augusta, no worse than a 25th. The thing with him, though, is he's like a roller coaster, right? He's like Ricky Bobby. It's either first or last for Siwoo. I like him. I think that's a good number, even though you're not getting the value of what it was pre-tournament. Like Rory McIlroy, like I preached Rory and I sung his good graces pre-tournament, and I know he's at +5 right now, but this guy was also at +3 in November after his first round, and he finished top 5. This guy can go nuclear at this course, and I'm not worried in the slightest that if he can get some things going and Jay Rose comes back, and that's the one thing, right? Justin Rose isn't just going to do this. It's like anything in life. It's not going to go straight up forever. He's going to retrace a little bit. And when he does, and when that delta closes between where he is and where the pack is, that's where we see the numbers move. The sports books don't react. And this kind of goes to your first question, Ryan. The sports books don't react as fast as you can from you watching what you're watching. If Bryson DeChambeau, if Rory birdie a par 4, and they're heading into a par 5, and they can get eagle or birdie, that's -2, -3 strokes from where he was. So if he was at, let's say, +6,600, and then he goes birdie eagle, that number is going to drop to +3,000 very quickly. But you can react faster than the books can to what they're seeing. So that's something that you also have to keep in mind as well when you're doing it in live and in-game betting.
I love that. There's a candidate, packed answer right there. Love to see Kim play, though, based on early performance, and love Rory as kind of an early depreciating asset that's going to bounce back for you. I know you were also high on Webb Simpson coming into the tournament. Looked really great, but another of those guys who struggled kind of in the back nine. I mean, hey, that's the field. But what have you seen from Webb? And, he was in the over +3,000. Now you're at +1,600. Is that an asset you would still buy into now from what you saw today? And, anything else that stood out to you? Yeah,
this one's interesting. I love Webb Simpson. This guy's like the Roddy Dangerfield. He just never gets the respect, right? At some point, this is a top 5, top 10 player in the world. And the guy just does not waver at all. And his bad rounds, right? His bad tournaments, are few and far between. And even in this bad stretch that he's had leading up to the Masters, he was still able to gain 6 or 7 strokes with his approach in some of these tournaments. That is massive at Augusta. People say, driving distance is going to matter here, but this is still a second shot golf course. And there's no two ways about it. And one of the best over the long form is Webb Simpson. We take a look back in November when he wasn't supposed to play well. Long course, softer conditions, wetter conditions. Webb can't drive the ball very far. What did he do? Top 10. The year previous, what did he do? Top 5. So I'm not worried at all with Webb. I think when the conditions get difficult, that's when Webb Simpson becomes a player that you want to back very quickly. Now, +1,600, I'd probably wait for a little bit of drift on that guy. If you can get him at +2,000, I think that's a solid number for Webb, because he was coming in pre-tournament at +4,500, +5,000, depending on where you got him at. But he's great. But Justin Rose right now, if he just stays away from those big numbers, he's in a good position. So hopefully you guys got him when he was at +8,000 pre-tournament.
Yeah, actually, one of our golf guys on our golf podcast gave out Justin Rose as his pick. So
nice.
Hats off to Mitchell. What about some of the other live betting options you have? I mean, you can go hole by hole with inside the group. You can go for fairway, green, and regulation. Do you like to play those?
Not so much. I think there's still some value to be had. It's pretty easy on the DraftKings Sportsbook. It's live golf betting. It's a tab once you're in the Masters section under golf. And you can look at hole winners, or Bryson can go up against Adam Scott, the hole 16 winner. It's easy to keep engaged with that, right? If you're trying to chase a little bit of, okay, I need to hedge some of my outrights right now. Maybe I went heavy on Rory. Maybe I went heavy on Bryson, and I want to hedge against Bryson long-term, and I want to get him back. I want to get some back just right now. You're getting plus odds on both of those guys. You get +220 on Bryson and then +240 on Adam Scott. Now, that's a tough matchup, right? Because both of those guys can easily beat the other one, but both those guys right now aren't playing well. And so that's the one thing that I worry about a little bit when you're starting to do some of these live betting. And you got to be watching, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't bet those blind. You have to be watching how these guys are playing. And most of us, unless you're lucky enough to be, us three and myself, where you're watching golf for a living, you're probably not going to be tuned in, or maybe you are, because the Masters is fantastic and you can watch every single golfer on every single hole, which is perfect. Unless you have 4 screens available, you might miss out on that. So I stay away from that a little bit. I love the matchups though going into the next day. Again, I think that's I use the same type of narrative and same type of practice of the guys who are hit the ball well and just did not putt well. I'm going to attack those guys in the matchups for the following day.
Love that. One of the things I like to do is find a guy who's just hitting the driver well and just hammer those to hit the fairway lines. A lot of times you won't get great value on it, but right around minus 200 or something, when a guy's just dialed in, you can hit 4 or 5 in a row and feel real good about yourself. Anything else that you're looking out for, watching, keeping your eyes on as this tournament unfolds?
Yeah, the weather and the conditions are going to be something that we have to keep our eye on, right? I think we got some moisture on tomorrow. I think maybe, and I don't know if I don't think the superintendents, I don't think the Masters officials are going to change this course any which way. So I still think it's going to be dry and fast. But that's something to keep in mind, is that the PM wave had it a lot easier than the AM wave, the AM wave had it a lot easier than the PM wave, other than Justin Rose, like the guys like Webb who got in early. Zalatoris, who got in early, are really thankful. Even Siwoo, who got in early. Those guys are really thankful. So maybe that switches. Maybe it evens itself out tomorrow, where the PM guys now are going to go out early and the AM guys are going to have to suffer the same fate that these guys did today. That's the stuff I'd be watching out for, because maybe, again, if you're doing showdowns on DraftKings, or if you're doing the matchups for Friday's round, that's something to consider, that the guys who didn't play well today, maybe they just had a wrong tee draw or a bad tee draw. Tomorrow, that's going to equalize itself out.
I like that. And then, I'm of our crew, definitely the most casual golf follower. But, when Sunday's on, I want to lock in, especially when it's a tight field. For a casual Sunday better, we've got these live boosts and stuff. Yeah. Anything you'd suggest as I open a beer and put my feet up and just want to bet a couple bucks here and there and stay engaged? Yeah,
exactly. Well, number one, I think you mentioned it. Have fun, right? You got to have fun with this. Yeah. If you're not having fun, don't do it. You have to be responsible with what you're doing. So number one, have fun. And if you're dipping your toes into this, do it with the amount of money that you're afraid to lose all of it. Right. If it's $5, if it's 20, if it's 50 to make it interesting, if it's 10, whatever it is, just do it to where you feel comfortable losing it. And last but not least, bet on the guys that you want to see, that you want to watch. Like if you're cheering for Bryson DeChambeau, if you really like him, if you're cheering for Brian Harmon, if you like Patrick Reid, which I love the villains in on golf, it's more like wrestling. I love the heels against the babyface Jordan Spieth. If that's the case, do it. Then you'll start to see, right, the emotion behind it. We always say when you get more into it, you have to take the emotion out of it. If you're betting football, you have to take your favorite team, your home team, out of the equation, and you have to look at it from an objective standpoint. You then start to realize the emotions of what it's like to place a bet and how much fun it is, but then also, how it can be detrimental if you're not careful, you're not responsible. So have fun. Only put in what you can lose, and go after the guys that you want to see do well and that you love watching.
Love it. Great message to finish on. Reid, thank you for all of your insights. We appreciate having you on, and go Buffs.
I know. Go Buffs. Be responsible. Be safe. And just enjoy golf, man. Augusta National. It's for us. Maybe you guys are warm over there, but for us in New England, this is a turn of spring. This is a turn of golf season. So I'm excited that the Augusta National is back in April.
Absolutely. All right, there he is, Reid Fowler from DraftKings. We appreciate having him on, and great stuff, Dre. I feel like you come away with a lot of insight there.
Yeah, for sure. And that's definitely, I think I'll start digging into a little more data, seeing who's missing the putts, and I also think by Saturday and Sunday, if I can look at, what holes guys are performing on well and what holes maybe guys are struggling on, you can play some matchups that way. Yeah, Reid really got the old hamster wheel turning.
That's crazy that they don't
phenomenal.
That's crazy that they don't do the strokes gained data during majors. It sounds like a job for Professor Dre, honestly.
My DMs are open if you want to get into crunching data for me and take that project on. Yeah.
All right. Well, of course, like I mentioned, Reid from DraftKings, and that's a perfect time for us to give a shout out to the good friends over at DraftKings Sportsbook, where, of course, you can get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when you use the code DNVR. That is a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when you use the code DNVR. And also, not at the Sportsbook, but at DraftKings, they're doing $1 million top fantasy prize. And like I said, daily odds boost, 20%. I got mine on Justin Rose today. I'm feeling pretty fortunate about that. And like I said, tickets to attend the Masters next year. So tons of great stuff at DraftKings. And again, that $1,000 sign-up bonus when you use the code DNVR. Of course, you must be 21 or older, Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. Deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough and restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
I thought the bet slip was lost. Reopen the app. It's right there. It's a great thing.
The way they, they're never going to let you lose some bets. If you thought about it, they don't want it going away. We've got Austin in the comments said, "What's going on, guys? I'm glad the first leg didn't come out until after the first inning of the Rockies because I would have taken that." Yeah, we have a problem. We are addicted to first inning unders, and it hasn't really been repaying us the last couple days.
It has not. It's been a real shame, but that's hey, you win some, you lose some.
On the bright side of things, Rockies are hot, which is fun to see. And John Gray hit his over on strikeout. So if you rode with me to start the day, then you'd be 1-1 with, of course, Brooke Lopez. Great timing, producer Allie. Under 5.5 rebounds as my final play here. I have
an odd big three, Ryan.
I have a jinx right now where every time I try to use an NBA boost, the player doesn't play. Like last night, I take Monte Morris to score the first bucket. Well, they decide to start Facu. I'm like, what are we doing out here? So don't be surprised if Brooke Lopez is a late scratch here, but I use a 25% profit boost on that. He's in my decagon of death, which means I fade him. If he goes over 5.5 rebounds today, I won't even acknowledge his existence ever again.
Yeah, that's going to become a heavy stay away for you. I see that we also have a 25% boost on MLB as well. So boosts left and right, as always, on DraftKings Sportsbook. Let's go to me real quick because Ryan gave us an odd one with a spite under and two Rockies picks that are already in the books. I'm going back to two classics. In fact, they have Spanish nicknames on this show for no reason at all, but Alexander Barkov, El Perro, and Alex DeBrincat, El Gato. What
do you mean for no reason at all? Barkov has bark in it. He's El Perro. DeBrincat has cat in it. He's El Gato.
No, I mean, I get the very literal nicknames that.
And of course, Barkov and DeBrincat are two very Spanish names. If you don't hear Barkov and think south of the border, I can't help you.
I guess I don't, but that's just me. Barkey, he's back and he's hot. He's doing his thing. Also, only player in the NHL's top 10 of shots on goal leaders. By the way, only 2 remaining over 4 shots on goal. So, we've seen that normalize a little bit. We were making a kill him for a while there. But Barkey's the only guy in that top 10 you're getting at 2.5. So very nice value here. DeBrincat, 2 in a row. He's feeling it, and he's especially feeling it against the Dallas Stars, where the over on his shots has hit 4 of the last 5 this season. That's all games this season against the Stars, averaging 3.6. And then Kawhi Leonard, over 6.5 rebounds at -139. This has hit 3 in a row. 7 of the last 10, 11 of the last 15. Basically, looking at the game log, what I got out of this is Kawhi in games where the Clippers are close or might even risk losing is going to get the rebounds. In games where they're going to blow out their opponents, he, his minutes might be a little short. I mean, you might not get it. So I'm confident that he's going to get it on TNT against the always frisky Suns.
Love it, Dre. Kind of surprised. So DraftKings is offering me a buyout on my Justin Rose ticket.
Yeah.
And they aren't even like dangling a carrot right now. They're dangling like I don't know, like the stem of a carrot just to see like how desperate I am. Barely giving me 2-1 on my 20-1 ticket here.
Yeah, my daughter, like on a sprinkled frosted donut, likes to just eat the frosted and the sprinkles. It'd be like you getting a quarter of that. That's what they're dangling in front of you.
Sprinkles are a weird thing. Like people do realize that they don't taste good on their own, right?
Yes, this is true. Even the texture not that appealing. If it's like
it's like 80% wax, 20% sugar.
Exactly right. That is correct.
What are we doing?
Yeah, and
decorating.
So now I also want to know: will Justin Rose be kicking off in the morning? Will he be kicking off? Is he an AM or PM start tomorrow?
It always flips. So since he's a PM start today, he's an AM start tomorrow, which makes it even better that he went off. I mean, what Justin Rose did, like, should not be set aside in any way, shape, or form. Everyone else was struggling to score, even in the morning, which was better conditions. He goes out and throws 65. No one else is going to do better than 69 today. I'm pretty confident in that. Dang. It's unbelievable what he just did.
Well, now he has a huge advantage going into tomorrow.
Right. If he goes out there tomorrow and throws out a similar round, he could have this thing wrapped up.
It's crazy to say after just Friday, but I mean, it's true. He goes back-to-back 65 and the rest of the field struggles that much. He really could have it locked up. That'd be insane. You got some nice value on that one.
Yeah, I feel very fortunate that I pulled the trigger when I did. What's funny is he actually, on the hole that I had it in my slip, and I was waiting for him to hit his drive, and I'm like, if he hits the fairway, I'm taking it. Now, at that moment, it was at plus 1,600. He yanks it into the left rough, and he's like under a tree, and it bounces up to plus 2,000. And I'm like, oh my God, now I have such a tough decision. Like, do I love it? Is he about to fall apart? So I'm like, I'll just wait for this. Then he hits an incredible shot out of the woods, pars the hole back to plus 1,600. I'm like, okay, I have to pounce.
Love to see it. Yeah, man, tomorrow's going to be real interesting. So, and the inverse is maybe a guy like Siwoo Kim. You want to wait a little bit to see the conditions tomorrow and see how he does, because you might be able to regain some value. Yeah,
and our guy Austin in the comments here asking, should we jump on Rose with a Profi boost to win?
Right.
Man, you are really buying high here.
Yeah.
And what I'll say is almost never in a golf tournament do you get a wire-to-wire winner.
Yeah.
Almost never, ever, ever in a major do you get a wire-to-wire winner. So I think my answer is going to be no on that. I don't think that's the move. There's a chance that he's just different and he goes and does it. Of course, as is famed on this show, Colin Morikawa did go wire-to-wire when I picked him that 1 week. But it's rare. It's really rare to see a guy go wire-to-wire. What you'll probably see is he'll put together an average round tomorrow, and the field will come to him a little bit, and it'll come down to the weekend. So I guess what I'm saying is the most likely scenario is that if you want to get in on Justin Rose, you will have an opportunity to do so at better value than it is right now.
Yeah, because right now he's jumped so high that it's not going to take that much to recoup some value.
No. I mean, an early bogey. I mean, it should be noted.
No, right.
He started the day 3 over. And then just started firing missiles. Or maybe it was 2 over. But
what an animal.
Yes. I think he went at one point 9 under in 8 holes. or something along those lines.
Jeez.
8 under and 9
He
holes.
just murdered. Oh my god.
Just throwing darts, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty
That's
impressive.
incredible.
Pretty impressive. Okay. Let's jump to our dilemma of the day, Andre, because you came up with this one, and I really, really like it. Because the truth is, the slate sucks, especially after the Rockies already played in the morning. The Masters is going to be done by the time this show's over, pretty much, and the people are looking at their DraftKings Sportsbook app, saying like, "What am I supposed to do with my life tonight?" Now, you could, spend some time with your family or take your wife out on a date or, play with the kids. But, of course, no one wants to do any of that. You want to bet on sports. So, Dre, the dilemma of the day is...
What's the parlay to enjoy your Thursday?
What is the parlay to make this Thursday night more fun? Do you have something up your sleeve? Because I am scrounging.
On top of my big three, which can all be parlayed together, easy breezy, no conflicts there. I think Drew Holiday taking on the Mavs over 22.5 is very intriguing. This has hit 5 in a row, 7 of the last 10. You're getting at a very modest minus 120. I was actually at plus 200, plus 100 this morning. And that's when Giannis was questionable. I'm guessing Giannis probably out with this move. And then Bojan Bogdanovic over 15.5. Jazz taking on the Blazers back-to-back, coming off a loss. Bogdanovic exactly like Drew. 5 in a row, 7 of the last 10. You get that at plus 100. And, Chris Paul's intriguing. You could throw a Masters one in. But with my big three, plus those two that I just added, you have a plus 1603 parlay.
Wait, you're putting together a 6-legger?
Yeah, correct.
It's only plus 1603?
When you're good, Ryan. I don't know what to tell you.
What? But, I got Justin Rose at plus 1950.
I know.
Okay. Hear me out here. So, we've got a basketball NBA doubleheader tonight, and I think that's a good place for us to start. Because, again, no local sports on, so if you're going to watch something, it's going to be on TNT tonight. You've got Lakers Heat to start the night, of course.
Yikes.
To tell you how crappy the Lakers roster is right now, and I mean truly garbage. This is the headline on ESPN. Adebayo and Heat to host, can you guess? Who and the Lakers?
Oh man, right? No, Rondo's left. Markeith? Is it Markeith that they have? Which Morris twin? Is it a
Mine
Morris
as well? No, it's Adebayo Heat to host Harrell and the Lakers. They've got Montrez as the marquee player here. So they are just hot trash. And they're 9.5-point dogs tonight to the Heat. And that feels like a little bit too much for me. But I think there's something that we can work with here.
I will tell you this, Ryan. This 25% profit boost on the MLB, I am strongly considering putting that on a double first innings under parlay with the 2 games that haven't kicked off, that being Angels taking on the Blue Jays and A's taking on the Astros. You parlay that together, you boost it, plus 416.
I don't have a 25% MLB profit boost.
Yeah, everyone does. Go into the MLB.
Oh, okay. You got to go into the... See, this is why people tune in. You got to go into the MLB tab, and at the top, you'll see it there. We're definitely doing that, so let's just lock that in right now.
Yep.
Innings under... Wow, they're different when it's not the Rockies. And then Oakland Athletics and Houston Astros. Innings under... Wow, that one too.
Yeah.
Plus 416. Let's go.
Let's go indeed. So I rudely interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, you had great information to share. Okay, so back to, gosh dang it, they don't have double doubles on this game. I don't know why. Do they have player
What game is
parlays?
that?
The
Why
Lakers
would you
game.
ever bet a double double again?
I want it. I want the double double. I wanted to do a Bam Adebayo double double. Okay.
It's baller.
Jimmy Bucket's triple double. Oh, they do have double doubles. All right, there it is. Bam Adebayo to record a double double, minus 114. I think that's pretty darn good value. And then we need something in this Heat game. Or no, sorry, in the Suns Clippers. Oh, we're really some great synergy here between the Heat and the Suns. You can't have one without the other.
That's right. Now, I of course have gone the Kawhi route. I think Chris Paul over 16.5, very interesting. He's done something like go over 16.5 in 5 of the last 6 second legs of a double-double, of a back-to-back rather, sorry. And, it's going to be a big game on TNT. He's feeling it.
What do you think about his over on three-pointer set at 1.5 plus 140?
Don't love it.
Don't love it. Okay. All right,
no.
fair enough.
CP3 threes. Gun shy.
They don't call him CP2.
But they probably should. It's nearly his jersey number.
Fine. Yeah. Plus 255 if you go Bam Adebayo to record a double-double. Chris Paul over 16.5. And if you want to get silly with it,
yep,
as I often do. Wow, not even that great a value. I kind of like the Trailblazers to upset the Jazz tonight. But that's also my heart speaking.
Oh, man. Did you get in on the Suns live yesterday?
No, I didn't. Did they make a big comeback?
No. Just curious because that went to overtime and everything was on.
So, overtime game? Jazz back second night of a back-to-back. All they do is shoot threes. The leg's a little weary.
I mean, it could be. I could see it. Yeah.
Or they just run train on.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like a fade the Jazz. We're fade the Jazz guys. So
do you feel better about ourselves? Do you feel better about making it plus 6?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I do.
The problem is that's plus 579, whereas the other one is plus 923.
Yes, I see your dilemma.
All right, well,
that's a toughie.
Yeah. I also, have a problem with player prop parlays recently that I've uncovered.
Yeah.
No buyouts.
No buyouts. No. It's true. Also, yesterday we parlayed everything under the sun. I forgot to parlay my big 3 of all things. And had the Avs got that 4th goal, I would have been beside myself about not parlaying my own big 3.
Do you remember when we put together our own little player prop parlay? And here's another time where I jinxed the guy out of the lineup. You took Trevor because it was Nate shots.
Yeah.
It was
max shots.
Yep.
Yeah, max shots. Will Barton threes?
No, Will Barton points.
Points, yep. Which
and then we were split. You took Story hits. I took Blackman hits.
Yep.
Blackman doesn't even play.
Doesn't play. I know.
So you would have lost. I would have won if just Nate gets his 4th shot. I would have gotten the 2-leg parlay to hit. Devastating.
It straight up haunts me when I look at a hockey box score and there's shots missed right next to shots.
Oh, and there's 7 of them.
The SM category haunts me. Yeah.
Andre, as noted on the show, not a fan of S&M.
He added the end. That's his doing.
A couple things here from our guy Austin. He says 2 ideas to throw in a parlay. Trout to hit a home run, which is very saucy. Or Zach Levine over 2.5 threes. I know that's in his circle of trust. And then he also threw in Trout to get a hit 5 for 7 against the pitcher he's facing with 2 home runs, which, man, that makes you really want to take that home run. There's an odds boost on that at plus 360 at DraftKings Sportsbook tonight. That is tough to turn down.
Oh, man.
2 bombs and 7 at bats against this guy?
Oh, well, I'm taking that.
Can you parlay those? I always forget.
No, you can't.
Shucks.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my last parlay that I want to put together.
Shoot, I wish I would have used my MLB boost, but no, I like the all unders. Okay, yeah, go ahead. That's a great call, Austin. Great call by you.
Yeah, great. Oh, he went 2 units on the home run. He's feeling it big time.
Let's go.
Ooh, Justin Thomas almost just got a hole in one.
Whoa.
Okay, so I want a 3-leg parlay with games starting in the 3 NBA slots. Why? Because if things break the right way for me and the Trailblazers build a little lead in this game, then I should get a juicy buyout.
Yes. The scattered times parlay. A legendary move for the live betting king. Yes, let's go.
So what we're gonna do?
Get in on this one too. Oh, no. This is gonna be 2 days in a row. I'm in on like 5 parlays.
I know it's a really terrible habit that we've gotten ourselves into.
It's true.
I also now am officially on double-digit golfers to win the Masters.
Oh no! Who'd you add? Siwoo Kim?
No, I added Justin Rose today. He was my 10th.
Oh dang!
But I got it at plus 1950. Holding on to that for dear life. Okay. All right. I'm gonna buy down this heat number a little bit, just to a place where I'm a little more comfortable. What?
I just hate buying them down, you know?
I like buying them down. It's at 9.5. I'm gonna get it down to 7.
Okay.
Feel a little more comfortable at 7.
Mm-hmm.
Then I need something in the there's only one game in the 7-10 slot. That's okay because that's my favorite game. Bucks Mavericks. The Bucks, is Giannis playing? Because something smells fishy about this line.
Yeah, I'm guessing no. Which is why that Drew Holiday prop is so money.
It's also a little bit dangerous to my Brook Lopez rebounds, but that's what I thought last time, and he didn't even get close.
Yeah, no, he just sucks regardless of who plays. Day-to-day still listed as day-to-day is what I see. A doubtful for
tonight. Brook Lopez rebounds hasn't moved. Okay, so they are always planning on that. You know what we do know about the Bucks is when Giannis isn't on the court, they play a very free-flowing game of basketball.
Exactly.
It really comes down to, though, like, are they going to hit their shots?
Are you thinking over?
Oh.
Because, you know, the Mavs aren't a team that's all that interested in playing defense either.
The Mavs are like, let's just all get shots up and see who hits more.
Grip it and rip it. They're just sending it, you know?
Yep. Okay. Over 227.
Okay. And then, the
Trey,
Kings.
My phone's about to die.
Oh no. Okay, well, I'm following this up for you.
You might have to carry us home. We're at 1%. Everything's loading so slow.
The Kings, or you probably want the Blazers over the Jazz at +6.
I want Blazers money line. Again, what I'm looking for here is a buyout. I want the first two to be looking good and the Blazers early in the third quarter to go up 5 and the buyout just to go to the moon.
What if I told you the juice on the Suns money line was even better at plus 205?
Oh, now you really have me intrigued.
Yeah, because you parlay the Heat -7, the over in the Bucks Mavs game, and then the Suns money line, you're looking at plus 833.
The sunny line?
The sunny line, yeah.
It's tough to pass up the sunny
I
line.
know. They just beat the Jazz.
There goes my phone. They're on the second night of a back-to-back. That's why they're...
I know.
What about both? I got a glimpse of it right before my phone died. It was like plus 2,500.
Correct. Plus 2,587.
Jeez, what are you doing, Colin? Colin just 3-putted for par.
Come on, Colin.
Turned an eagle op into a par. You hate to see that.
That's terrible.
Damn, that would have got him to 1 under. That's like top 10 right now. We hate to see that.
The problem is you're going to need like both the Suns and Blazers like in the league.
I know, at the same time to get the buyout.
Yeah, unless you wanted to go more conservative and take the plus points on both. If this is merely a buyout play, you take the Suns plus 6.5, the Blazers plus 6, then you're looking at plus 1,016. 1016.
That's baby beluga territory.
Indeed it is. Yeah. It's a 4-legger, baby beluga.
A lot of times I get to the golf course and there's a par 5 and yes. I'm 265 yards away from the hole and there's a lake in front of the hole. And, someone's telling me, hey, dude, like, the play here, like, this guy's like he plays the course every day, He's like, the play here is hit 8-iron, lay up short of the lake, and then go over it. And I'll be like, yeah, you're right. And I go back to my bag, and I'm going to grab the 8-iron, and the 3-wood's just, like, there, and it's just staring at me. And it's like, you serious? Yeah, you're really going to grab the 8-iron right now? Like, what did you even pay for if you're not going to try to score? And I'm like, wow, yeah, he's right. I did pay $100 to be here. Why don't I just try and get an eagle? And that's what's happening to me right now. So,
usually how's that 3-iron shot go for you?
Oh yeah, the 3-wood goes. Usually it doesn't even hit the lake. It goes like 60 yards right of the lake. And then I'm like, hey, it could have been worse. Could have been in the lake.
I mean, that could now 60 feet right of the lake could be buyout territory in this analogy that you're going for.
So anyways, I'm grabbing the 3-wood and I'm taking both of those teams on the money line.
On the money line.
Yep. I'm not encouraging anyone to do this.
See, my instinct is Suns money line, Blazers spread. Half in this.
Okay. All right.
But that stupid Suns back-to-back OT has me all torn,
Yeah, that is.
But you know what? The Suns are pesky. CP3 is gonna play well on prime time. I'm taking that. That's plus 1682. It's a nice little compromise. Let's ride.
I love it. We always like to name our parlays. This one is called the Just Take the Damn 3-wood parlay. Plus 2,500.
I love it. It should be.
Actually, it's called the no
grip
laying.
It and rip it.
Grip it or it's the no laying up parlay.
The send it parlay. Send it.
Just send it.
Just send it. I mean, we're doing it. We're doing it on 5 different parlays. So we sent it all right, but luckily we had a real expert at the top of the show giving actual sound betting advice.
Yes,
and that we are very thankful for.
The big 3. Oh, Austin wants to know what's the parlay again. It only took us 7 minutes to build it. Okay.
Okay.
The parlay. Actually, I can't tell you because my phone is dead.
So we've bought the Heat down to -7. Then we have,
because you got to be conservative.
You got to be smart about this stuff, Austin.
I mean, you got to at least make it to the golf course. Like you can't take the 3-wood if you crash your car on the way.
at least starting this parlay safely is at least coherent with the logic that started this entire madness. Then we're taking the over in Bucks Mavs. Ryan is taking both money lines for Blazers Suns, which is going to put this at 2,500. I am taking the spread for Blazers +6, and then the money line for the Suns, which puts us at +1682. You can take both those spreads rather for both those dogs, and that's going to put you in closer to +1,000 territory.
There you go. It's a choose your own beluga.
It's a choose your own beluga. It's too much. That's too good. Oh my god.
All right. There's nowhere else we can go from here.
Truly.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.